Star Trek: Strange New Worlds starred a lead Ukrainian war thriller limited series. A star from Star Trek: Strange New Worlds has now been cast in a new war thriller series, Unspoken. One of the many television series in the Star Trek universe, Strange New Worlds is a prequel to the original series on Paramount+. It follows the story of the USS Enterprise, focusing on Captain Christopher Pike. The series has had 2 seasons, and Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3 has since been announced. The series features a leading cast including Anson Mount, Ethan Peck, Christina Chong, Melissa Navia, Rebecca Romijn, and Jess Bush. Per Deadline, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds star Paul Wesley Lt. Kirk has been tapped for the new series Unspoken. The series will be a 6-part miniseries about the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Wesley will play the lead role in the series, stepping in as Paul, and an ex-soldier who is now a taxi driver in Ukraine. After Paul receives a terrified and desperate call from his wife in Kiev on the day of the Russian invasion, Paul must fight to cross borders to save his family. The multi-part miniseries won a top prize at a 2023 Series Mania event, adding to the hype surrounding the project. The series is created by the Polish writer Filip Saczynski. Saczynski co-wrote the project with an Ukrainian writer named jean-luc. It will be co-produced by the Polish production company Match and Spark along with the LA-based 5X Media. Stepping in to direct the series is The Good Doctor's David Straighten. The project will be primarily English language, though it will incorporate some Ukrainian and Polish. Unspoken is inspired by true events that happened on the day of the Russian invasion. This premise will be inherently gripping, as audiences have been captivated by similarly tragic stories through series such as Chernobyl. Wesley's casting in the lead role, however, brings an additional appeal to Unspoken. In addition to his recent role on Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, Wesley also had a notable role playing Stefan Salvatore in The Vampire Diaries. These popular shows drive interest in the actor, which will hopefully help Unspoken to succeed. In addition to being a draw for the series, Unspoken will be a good opportunity for Wesley as an actor. He has played supporting roles in multiple series, but Unspoken will really be a great chance for Wesley to step out into a leading role with great dramatic possibility. If Wesley is successful in this effort, Unspoken will be a great opportunity for the Star Trek: Strange New Worlds actor to broaden his portfolio and prove himself in a straight dramatic role. In a bold and timely move, the star of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds has been cast to lead an upcoming limited series that delves deep into the heart of the ongoing Ukrainian conflict. This unprecedented project is not just another thriller, but a harrowing, character-driven exploration of the war, capturing the real-life struggle of survival, patriotism, and the human spirit amidst one of Europe's most devastating modern crises. The Ukrainian War, which began in 2014 with the annexation of Crimea and has intensified with the full-scale invasion in 2022, has left a deep scar on the global consciousness. Now, this conflict will be portrayed through a raw, gritty lens in a series that aims to humanize the war, moving beyond mere headlines and into the intimate lives of those caught in its crossfire. The Star Trek connection Star Trek: Strange New Worlds has captured audiences with its mix of classic science fiction adventure and its deeply human emotional storytelling. Leading this new war thriller is none other than Anson Mount, who portrays the calm, capable, and deeply ethical Captain Christopher Pike in Strange New Worlds. Mount's portrayal of Pike, with his quiet strength and underlying vulnerability, has won him a devoted following. His ability to command the screen as both a leader and a man haunted by his own future has made him the ideal choice for this intense, war-driven project. Mount's involvement adds an intriguing dimension to the Ukrainian war thriller. Known for embodying characters with unshakable integrity and resilience, Mount is uniquely equipped to portray the emotional complexities of a man thrust into a high-stakes life or death situation. His performance in Strange New Worlds demonstrates his capacity for leadership, empathy, and a quiet, determined strength, qualities that will be tested to their limits in the role of a civilian-turned-fighter in a war zone. The series, a grounded war story, tentatively titled Kiev's Last Stand, will span 6 episodes and tell the story of an ordinary man who becomes a hero in extraordinary circumstances. The show is expected to be an intense psychological and action-packed thriller, following the journey of a Ukrainian schoolteacher who, after losing his family to Russian missile strikes, joins a ragtag group of resistance fighters defending their home from occupation. Mount's character, Andriy, is a soft-spoken intellectual who initially wants no part in the violence, but is ultimately drawn into the fight when the war comes too close to home. His transformation from a pacifist to a soldier will be one of the central arcs of the series, offering viewers a deeply personal perspective on the horrors of war. The show's creators are committed to authenticity, partnering with Ukrainian filmmakers, military experts, and war survivors to ensure the series accurately depicts the conflict's brutal realities. The aim is to avoid sensationalism, instead focusing on the small, personal moments of heroism, sacrifice, and survival that have defined Ukraine's resistance. At the heart of Kiev's last stand is not just the physical battles, but also the internal struggles of the characters. Mount's Andriy, in particular, will face an ongoing moral conflict as he reconciles his former ideals of peace with the harsh necessity of violence in the fight for his country's freedom. His journey will explore themes of loss, identity, and the limits of endurance, as he fights not only for survival, but for the soul of his homeland. A global perspective, the Ukrainian conflict has touched people far beyond its borders, with millions of refugees fleeing to Europe and beyond, and thousands of volunteers from around the world joining Ukraine's defense forces. Kiev's Last Stand will reflect this international dimension, with characters from different nationalities joining the fight, offering a broader, global perspective on the war. Mount will share the screen with a diverse cast of international actors, including Ivana Sakno, a rising Ukrainian star who will portray a fellow resistance fighter, and Riz Ahmed, who plays a British war correspondent embedded with the group. Their dynamic will add layers of complexity to the narrative, as cultural differences, language barriers, and differing motivations create tensions among the fighters. At its core, though, the series is about Ukraine. It is about the resilience of its people, the pride they take in their identity, and the lengths to which they will go to protect their home. It's a story that seeks to pay tribute to the countless lives affected by the conflict, while also bringing the horrors of war into sharp relief for a global audience that might feel detached from the ongoing violence. A hopeful message amidst the tragedy, despite its grim subject matter, Kiev's Last Stand will ultimately be a story of hope. The series aims to inspire viewers by highlighting the bravery and resourcefulness of the Ukrainian people in their fight for freedom. It will show that even in the darkest times, humanity can endure, and that ordinary people can rise to extraordinary challenges. For Anson Mount, the role of Andriy represents a significant departure from the stoic, futuristic captain he portrays in Star Trek, but it's one that offers him the chance to explore the depths of human emotion in a deeply contemporary setting. His performance will likely be one of the most emotionally charged of his career, as he brings to life the struggles of a man caught between the desire for peace and the need for war. In many ways, Kiev's Last Stand is the story of every person who has been forced to make impossible choices in the face of unimaginable loss. It's a tale of resilience, resistance, and ultimately of hope, one that Anson Mount is poised to deliver with the same gravitas and depth that has made him a standout star in the Star Trek universe. Conclusion: as the Ukrainian conflict continues to shape global politics, this limited series will provide a powerful narrative that resonates with audiences around the world. With Anson Mount leading the charge, Kiev's Last Stand is set to be a gripping, emotional,